know what you're thinking. What's old Walker doing climbing around down in that mine shaft? Well, come with me and let's find out. All right, what we got here? We're in a genuine, over 100-year-old, abandoned gold mine. That's right, Wild West shit, baby. Abandoned gold mine. I've been squatting here for over a month. You're saying, hey, are you allowed to be wandering around down in that abandoned gold mine? Hell no, I'm not allowed to be wandering around down in this gold mine. But there's where the gold's at. So I'm going to show you some of the secrets. You show you around in this little mine shaft. Here we get to, this is what we call the abyss. You see that abyss down there? It just kind of drops off into the abyss. But that's where the gold's at. So I'm going to set the phone down. Head down in the abyss. Yeah, let me get sit that there. And then, insert some Eldorado's gold. Hey, safety third. Here we go. Into the abyss. Oh, shit, I forgot to check for spiders. This is a big old spider. Don't touch me now, spider. Come on, hello, walk the climber right there. Come on, let's go. Get me on. Here we go. Okay. Right now, we're 4 stories deep in these zigzagging mine chambers. And on the bottom, we get this hole. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this very well. See that hole down there? We're thinking, in order for me to get into that hole, I got to get upside down and belly slither. And the only time I'm belly slithering is when I'm digging gold. Alright, so now we just got to climb up there, out of the mine shaft. It's some feet up there. And to assist us, we got this, we got broken boards, and we got this ladder that I made out of rope. So, that's good. And I'll show you my my technique for climbing out of a mine shaft. You start like this. Oh, this is how to climb out of a mine shaft with a phone in your hand. You climb that board there, and then you kind of do that. You shuffle, you do the splits up there. Oh, yeah, like that. And then you put the phone up on the thing. And then, you just kind of, you walk it back and forth. Hey, now. Hey. All right. Now we got my light on too, and then you add them. Hey, look up here. Oh, now you're in a whole new world up here, huh? Hey, it's a whole nother layer of mine shaft. That's good. Hey, that's good. I know it sounds like cuckoo bonko wacko town, like Walker's making this up, but this is how they used to do it back in the day. They used to just stick a candle in their hat and go way down in the mine shaft. These dudes are digging with a candle in the hat. All right. Chinese slave labor, by the way, all forced to be here, digging another man's gold through a stolen mountain, with a candle in the hat, just like that. I was going to show you how they did it. I don't know what you can see with the candle. This is a 5-pound sledge. This came from the mine. This was used by actual, genuine Chinese laborers down here. Ooh, hot wax in the face. That's what those guys had to deal with all day. And I'll show you what they would use a chisel. They'd be hitting a chisel. And they just bam, and they hit the chisel, and then bam, and they move the chisel a little bit, and then bam. And what they start getting is these little holes. And I'm going to try to stick with the candle in my hat. I'm going to try to stick it. Can you see this little hole? See, that's the type of thing they were digging. They dig a whole series of these Chinese slave laborers. Dig a whole series of these little holes, fill them up with dynamite, blow that shit up, and then spend all day, all week carrying out rock, dumping it outside, and finding the gold for another man. And at the time, by the way, that they were doing all this hard work, these Chinese dudes, they weren't even allowed into the nearest town. Is my hat on fire? My hat might be on fire. These Chinese dudes, they weren't even allowed into the nearest town. They had to sleep outside of town with the cougars and I gotta deal with this. My hat's on fire. Sorry. Rather unfortunate, it did burn a big hole in my hat and a smaller hole in my head, but I guess that's just, hats catch fire. Anyways, back to the story with the Chinese guys. They had to be the biggest badasses in the whole West, right? They're down here in this mine shaft with a candle in their hat, digging through a mountain with their hands. Digging through a mountain with their hands for gold. Another man's gold. But I think what's interesting about this story is how often it's written out of the Wild West story, right? We think of who tamed the Wild West. It was a white dude riding a cowboy, and he got a bang bang, bang, pow, pow, pow. Who was down here digging through a mountain with their hands for gold? It was the Chinese dudes. Chinese dudes were doing that. What was the white dudes doing? I'll tell you what the white dudes doing. White dudes are sitting in town going, "Hey, Chinaman, you won't get in that hole. You gotta take me some gold. You get down there. You stick a candle in your head. You do whatever you got to do. I think it's gold. You gonna dig me some gold. Chinaman, dig it for me, gold." And the moral of that story is I should now probably ascend to the upper levels for oxygen. And as we go up, I want to talk to you a little bit about safety and danger and taking risks. Because the first time that I climbed down here in this mine shaft, I actually found that really scary. I just thought, I don't know what's going to collapse on me. I don't know what's going to bite me. I don't know what's down there. And it wasn't for a little while climbing around down here that I realized there was more. There's probably more to worry about in my own mind than there was actually in the mine shaft. Although there are some dangers in the mine shaft. But the point is, life's a little bit like that, right? There's really nothing in life worth having that doesn't involve a little bit of danger, right? So I'm not talking just about the mine shaft here. I'm talking about in life in general. We gotta overcome those fears layer by layer, because when we do, we start to gain comfort. We start to give trust in our materials, in ourselves, in our ability to climb out of mine shafts, or climb the plateaus of beauty and possibility that the world has to offer. It's all just a matter. It's all just a matter of risk assessment. So you got to ask yourself, what are the risks? What are the rewards? First of all, are there risks for people that aren't you? Because you're not allowed to take risks for people that aren't you. You're only allowed to take risks for you. Second, what's a reward here? What's a payoff? What's a risk versus reward? Let's take climbing around down in a mine shaft. What's the risk? Bump my head, not be able to get out, die a slow, agonizing death in a dark hole? Hey, that's fine. I'll take that risk if the reward is I get to live the kind of life where I'm climbing around down in a mine shaft looking for gold. Anyways, I want to wrap up this video. I know it's getting a little long, but first I just want to take you upstairs, give you a sneak peek at the top layer where I've been living, up here in the natural daylight, which, as you can imagine, very nice change after being down in the hole. So this is top layer. This is where I'm living here. As you can see, it's pretty... Hey, wait a minute! Waka's not living in some hole in the ground. Waka's living in a, what's Waka living in? Well, find out next time on